Around 5% of children and 2.5 to 4% of adults in Scotland have ADHD. That's around 37,000 children and 84,000 to 134,000 adults. The number of adult ADHD prescriptions has risen by 7 times over 10 years, from 1,603 to 12,182. For children, they have increased by 4, from 6,172 to 13,722. Gen Zs are receiving faster diagnosis than millennials did at the same age. Since the spike in awareness in recent years, healthcare professionals seem to take it more seriously than in previous generations. I self-diagnosed myself with ADHD around 5 years ago. During the pandemic, I started to question why my brain works the way that it does. In hindsight, all the signs have been there my whole life. I did research and came to the conclusion that it has to be ADHD. I did a course with the Open University online about understanding ADHD, and sure enough, it all fits. The problem is, trying to get a referral from your GP is difficult. Even the waiting list is full and there aren't enough psychologists to go around. All I can really do is wait for our NHS to improve and find my own ways of coping with my brain and all its flaws. One thing that's been great for me is ashwagandha, also known as Indian ginseng. It's a natural supplement that helps with brain function and has a calming effect. I thought it might help my brain slow down a bit. It did, a bit, but unexpectedly it did get rid of my regular anxiety. That alone is worth it. I have been looking at other ways to help me deal with my ADHD. If you think you might have ADHD but can't get to a doctor, self-diagnosis is perfectly legitimate. It doesn't get you any NHS benefits, but neither does private diagnosis. At the very least, it will help you to understand what's going on with your own brain and what you can do to make it more manageable for you. Natural supplements are beneficial, but finding self-care that works for you can be very helpful, especially if you get overwhelmed. If you feel like you need to procrastinate, then procrastinate. If you get hyper-focused on one thing, go with it. Don't fight against it. Never fight your brain or the OCD that inevitably goes with ADHD. This is how we get irritable and tired. Find something that comforts you. I have my certain comforts, like Snoopy, the Moomins, jazz, the sound of rain, and coffee, among other things. If you have those things that make you feel better on a bad day, it can help significantly. And you shouldn't feel bad about how your brain functions. You can't help it. You shouldn't feel guilty about getting distracted and staring at the one spot on the wall that doesn't match the rest of it for an hour before remembering that you're in the middle of an assignment that's due tomorrow. It's not your fault. So, I'm a millennial, I know how to deal with my ADHD. I wanted to know how a Gen Z deals with theirs. So, I asked my good friend Kaya here, who's 20. Hello, Kaya.
Hello, Lindsay.
Were you formally diagnosed with ADHD?
I wasn't formally, however, I did take numerous appointments where I was told by the NHS and the doctors themselves that it is apparently harder for females to get diagnosed.
Yeah.
And because obviously I have other mental illnesses, the medication that I was on was a risk anyway, even if they wanted to go through the final stages. So I was told to just do what helps me to cope and go with it from there.
Right, okay. Well, obviously, like I said, it is quite hard to get diagnosed, and it is definitely harder to be detected in females, especially older females.
They pushed that at the interview as well.
Yeah, I did find that a lot when I was researching, that it's easier to see in young boys.
Yes.
Whereas girls are a bit more, they're not always outwardly hyper. I was, personally.
Yeah.
What were some of your early symptoms of having ADHD?
So I realised it's one of those things that growing up in particular, you think that it's normal. And then as you get older, you realise that people are different in the sense of it's been harder for me to communicate because if I'm not busy, I can't stay still. I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
I get distracted really easily. And I know that's like people say that all the time. Oh, well, kids get distracted in that. But no, I'd get distracted in the sense of I'd be doing something in school, whether that be like maths, for instance. And then next thing you know is without me even realising, I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
And I thought I was pushed at the time anyway. That's normal. You get distracted. You just need to get a better grasp on it. And yeah. And then high school was really difficult because it was almost like I thought no one understood me and no one could relate. And I think that will always stick with you. But I have found it easier now that I'm 20 and I know how to go about certain stuff.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I know for me, when I was in primary school, all my school reports say the same thing, where I have a tendency to wander around the classroom.
I was the same, yeah.
And it's like, how did you not know I had ADHD?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend who is the year below me. She got diagnosed with ADHD when she was a kid, so I don't know. How does your ADHD affect you on a daily basis?
I feel like, obviously, with me being on a college course now, what I have noticed is once I get given a task, if I really, really am into it, I will speed run it and I will do it. However, it comes with the negative side effect of if I procrastinate on it for too much, if I even get the tiniest bit distracted or bored, I will take a bit to come back to it. You'll need to keep reminding me to do it, because it's not that I don't have the energy or the want to do it.
Yeah.
It's just I genuinely put it at the back of my head and it's the last thing I think about.
Yeah, I get that. It's like you lack the motivation to get started again.
Yeah. The only way I can word it, and it sounds stupid and I get that, but some people can relate, is with me, the only way I can put it is if I want to clean, I'll clean.
Yeah.
If I'm cleaning and someone says, Kaya, clean this, my motivation to do so completely goes out the window, because it's not that I'm saying I don't like doing what people tell me to do, it's just I don't know what it is, but a part of me is like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, demand avoidancy. It's like, you tell me to do it, I'm just not going to do it. What are some of your comforts that help you cope when you're struggling?
When I'm having a bad day, I like to go for a wee walk. I like a breather. If I am getting really stressed out in the environment that I'm in and I'm distracted and I'm jittery and I can't concentrate and do what I want to do, I've noticed that removing myself from that area, even for a few minutes, let me cool down, have a breather, come back in, I can then do it. If I'm keeping myself in a situation where I just can't concentrate, it makes it worse.
Yeah.
So I think over time I've realised that by separating myself from the environment, having a breather, having a wee walk, coming back, I'm instantly ready to go again.
Yeah.
Again, that also comes with me not being able to sit for too long.
Yeah.
But even when I'm at home, if it's becoming too much, I go for a walk. I love the rain.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know what it is. If it's raining, you bet I'm outside walking the dog. And I love to read. It just, even though your brain's concentrating on reading, it's a different world, and I personally get just swept away in the pages.
Yeah.
And that's me for the night. I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
But that's just how I cope.
Well, thank you very much for your insight.
No, thank you.
As a younger generation. Thank you. Ask yourself this. What are some of your best qualities? Chances are that it's something creative. Some of the best creatives are neurodiverse. It's because we see things differently and think outside the box. If you don't think you're creative, that's okay. It could be that you're great with the people you love, loyalty, comfort, cheering someone up when they need it. Those are great qualities to have. Those come from a place of compassion and empathy. If you're not a people person, that's okay. Neither am I. I'm a complete introvert and have to get comfortable with someone to open up. I prefer my own company, which I think is important. Then you never feel lonely. Also, if you can't enjoy your own company, how can you expect anyone else to enjoy your company? I think I've gone off on a tangent, so I'll end with this. Lean into your neurodiverse brain. Embrace the weirdness of the random thoughts that fill it. Never be made to feel bad or stupid or lesser because you have ADHD. ADHD is kind of awesome. I wouldn't want to be any other way.